Okay, Luger update part 2, aka the after. I boiled this and then soaked it in, sprayed it down with ballistol and went out to rust with some quadruple alt steel wool. Now if you don't boil it first, what boiling it does is neutralizes the rust and turns it in from like red to a black oxide that is no longer active and no longer actively rusting. And I think it turned out okay. If you remember, there was some, you can still see the pitting there, but it used to be like more obviously flaky red rust. I didn't end up restrawing anything, or I was thinking about fire bluing the screws there. I didn't end up doing any of that. It was very dirty inside. It took a long time to clean, and you know, it looks a lot better with some of the rust no longer looking like rust. It's kind of a black kind of color. But yeah, I found out this grip panel was cracked completely in half down the middle. The two halves kind of go together a little bit. You push them together and kind of slide them like that and they fit back together, but you're going to need a new set of grips here. But you can find them for like 25 bucks on eBay. Could use a new magazine. I forgot to mention, this magazine doesn't lock it open. It's a little bit worn out there with the sheet metal. Yeah, it's a little bit worn out, so it kind of goes up and down. It doesn't seat all the way up, but it still ran, at least that one magazine, 100% reliable. When it was dirty and gunked up with WD-40 and probably 80 years worth of crap, a lot of times this toggle wouldn't go quite all the way back down. You'd have to bump it with the top, bump it on the top to get it fully in battery. But yeah, it looks a whole lot better now. Still doesn't look, you know, it still looks distressed or whatever, but it doesn't look doesn't have rust on it. Oh, there's a good amount of rust on the frame around here. I attacked that, and it's still some pitting here underneath the grips. Apparently they do that there if you're not careful, from the videos I saw. And ended up watching just an old Iraq veteran video. I got to taking it apart and everything looked like, well, it comes apart simple enough. I was like, yeah, I should probably watch the video just in case there's anything came up with it that looked a certain way but turned out was more tricky. And everything was pretty much as it looked like, except for the dude on the Iraq veteran video said don't take the mainspring housing out if it's your first time. You'll probably mess everything up. So I didn't end up taking the mainspring housing. That's the only thing I didn't take apart. I stripped everything else out, and it was pretty straightforward and simple. These things are like works of art, by the way. These are 100% like a prestige, gilded age, almost artisan type machine of, it's just an amazing, it's a work of art, what I'm trying to say. It's insane that they made these until like 1942, I think. Oh, and it has a loaded chamber indicator. I didn't realize that. It says loaded in English on it. But yeah, when the extractor pops up when there's a round in the chamber, and it says loaded on the side right there. Pops up, you can only see if it's loaded. But yeah, there's a little bit of, I didn't restraw that. There's still some straw left on the magazine release, but yeah, I think it looks a whole lot better. But the important thing is it's not going to rust away anymore. It's no longer actively rusting as long as you keep it lubricated and clean with some rust inhibiting gun oil. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to get this back to the owner, and I'm sure he's gonna appreciate it because it looks It looks like a cool old gun now, and not like something that's rusting away, like some kind of artifact or whatever. It looks just like a cool, worn old gun, and not like a rusty hunk of junk. Okie dokie. Signing off.